That's special.
Get it back.
Sorry.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, I think that when you're serving the right customer, they do know what they want, right? And again, it could be different for other people. Like, I could see a world where, let's say you like worked with lawn care people, then maybe they wouldn't know how to make the software, but are you riding along with them every day so that you like really know their business and you can do the translation? Mm-hmm. Like, you have to have your version of that. For us, we're really lucky. We have customers who actually know what they want and have used a lot of other stuff and know what's wrong and what's good, what's bad, so they can tell us what's up, and we just listen. So we get lucky that way, for sure. But I would say that you have to somehow create that democratization one way or another. And even within those niches, I find there are people who say they're like in the lawn care business, but they really kind of want to be like in the software business, right? And you can find those champions who can help you cross those bridges. And again, I think it's about like, I think most people can't show their ego. I think most people are like, oh no, I'm so smart, or I know what I'm doing, or this or that. I think that's the big difference. So I don't think it's that you can't. I think it's just people don't want to.
Do you guys use like focus groups or something like that? I don't mean like
No, I hate
focus.
that word.
Yeah, I know.
See, that's all corporate. That's like,
yeah.
No,
So I'm not trying to use that word, but like.
So here's what we do. We do two things. So the ideas list was a great start, but now we have these product town halls. So like if you said like, I'm really passionate about social media, you get on with the product manager who runs the social media product channel.
Right.
And he or she will present like, hey, here's what I'm working on. Here's the roadmap. Here's what we're thinking. Here's what we've recently released. Now, tell us what we missed. Tell us what you want. Like, give me all the feedback you got.
Right.
So that way you're getting down at the product level and you're talking to the person responsible who actually runs the roadmap.
Dude, the guys who are running the roadmap, I think what I meant by focus group was, and you answered it there, was like, do they maintain relationships with key customers that they're like, dude, this person keeps delivering
Yeah,
feedback?
every single employee at high level, down to every single engineer, has to talk to customers. That's the rule. Like, got to do it. If you don't talk to customers, you don't work for us. Like, that's what we're all about.
How does the engineers talk to the customers?
Like this morning when there was a guy who had a bug and he was like, hey, I can't, support's not quite getting this. And I found the engineer who was working on it and I got them both on a Zoom call and I said, here you go, guys, fix your problem. Like, figure it out, right?
Yep.
But like engineers will do that a lot of times. They'll reach out on a ticket or they'll reach out on Facebook. And then also the engineering team that's part of the product team will be on those town halls so that they're hearing and asking questions and participating.
Right.
And I think the most important thing is like we encourage our engineers to be participatory and make decisions even outside of product. So like if the product manager's not getting the job done, but you see that there's a problem here, just solve it.
Just
like,
get it
yeah,
done.
just put the code out, put the fix out, put the change out, put the feature out. We
Yeah.
don't care. And if product didn't get to it and they don't like it, they can come back later and help you make it better. But hey, at least it's out and the person who needed it is getting that solution.
I love that.
So, Shaun, amazing product that you've built.
Thanks.
GoHighLevel's so incredible. We work with a lot of content creators, a lot of businesses that are trying to get their message out there, have a better marketing strategy.
Yeah.
When you think about effective marketing strategy,
Yes.
what goes into that? How does someone build an effective marketing strategy?
Ooh, that's interesting. So I think start simple and be consistent. So do something where you can do it every day and you can deliver that consistently. I think a lot of people get these big ideas and they go hard at it at first, but then they can't sustain it. And I think eventually that you can sort of start to see that. So if you can't do every channel, don't do every channel. Do the one channel that really works well for you. So I'd say start there.
Okay, awesome. So one of the things that I love about GoHighLevel is its automation. And everyone's talking about AI right now.
Yeah.
Automate everything.
Totally.
And a lot of creators that I talk to feel this tension point of like, I want to be authentic, I want to be real, I want to show up for my audience in a personal way.
Totally.
But they also want to take advantage of all of this great technology.
Sure.
When you think about designing products,
Yeah.
and you think about the role of automation, how do you weigh like automation versus authenticity?
Again, it's back to like, where do you want to be authentic and where do you feel like your voice is best heard? So like for me, it'd be like video, right? So I probably won't use AI on the video, but I'd use AI all around it, right? Can I automate the posting? Can I automate the titles for the posts themselves? Can I automate like the text, right? But on the video, that'll always be me. So I would sort of use the AI where you feel like it's just doing kind of busy work and you're not really replacing your own voice, and then stay really authentic in your own channel.
I love that. I feel like what I just heard from you for creators is automate distribution.
Yeah.
Don't automate your voice.
Yeah.
And if you can automate the distribution, you just save them.
Yeah.
your
It's
time.
about get rid of the stuff that's not fun to do. Get rid of the stuff you like, all the scheduling and all of that stuff, and then also automate the heck out of the response. Because obviously, you're not just putting it out there for fun. You want to hear back from people. So when you do hear back from people, make sure you're responding to them very quickly. Otherwise, you're going to lose them. So that's where automation can play a huge role.
Awesome. So another thing with creators is they've got to listen to their audience, and their audience kind of tells them the kind of content to create. You have to have like a good, healthy feedback loop with
Yep,
your audience.
of course.
And I think the same thing is true in product design, right?
Heck yeah.
You got to have this healthy loop, and I feel like of any tech company I see, GoHighLevel has the strongest loop there.
Absolutely.
How do you structure that loop in your head and let it be effective for actually informing the product?
Well, I mean, I think it's all about giving people a voice, right? And then from there, also making sure that you're not just prioritizing the loudest voice in the room. So like for us, it's an ideas list where you can go post ideas and vote on them. And it's the votes that we pay attention to, not the person like yelling the loudest in the Facebook group. Facebook group's super important. You get a lot more, I think, in-depth feedback. But when you want to actually choose what you're going to build, having some way to structure it and organize it is super important. So for us, it's the public ideas list.
So we have a lot of creators that really want to build a community.
Yeah.
They're like, community, I want community. And then they struggle to do it.
Yeah.
And then I look at GoHighLevel, what you and Robin and your whole team have been able to do. It's like you've built this incredibly engaged community around a marketing CRM.
Yeah, I know.
Right? Like an outsider would be like, marketing
Amazing.
CRM, that's so boring.
Yeah, totally.
But your community is just on fire.
Yeah, totally.
What brings that fire?
I think the fact that we really think of ourselves in service of our community, and so we're in there every day trying to learn, trying to help make people successful. And I think if you go at it with that heart, people can kind of feel that, and then they're willing to respond in kind. And then over time, they want to help others do that. So I think it's just making sure that you're in there to create value. And I think if people see that consistently, they're going to respond. Again, if you provide value into that community as well, I think is really important. Initially, it was like product feedback and product announcements, and it's grown from there. But again, it's just about like, is that community alive? Like, is it a two-way street? I think that's super important. So for us, that's, I think, how we've done it. A lot of luck and a lot of magic and a lot of great, amazing people helping us out along the way. So we don't take any credit for that, but that's kind of the way I sort of see it has rolled out.
Love it. Okay, one more question for you. So when I talk to a lot of creators, they feel so time constrained. Like, how am I supposed to reply to all the comments? How am I supposed to like get in all of the groups?
Sure.
And I think about you leading this company and how active you are in that Facebook group.
Yeah.
When you think about your role and like how much time you give to the community versus the team,
Yeah.
versus just the regular work that's got to get done.
Totally.
How do you think about that? How do you divide your time?
Customers come first, so everything else comes second, because your customers are who you're serving. So if they're like, and I think sometimes, initially you might say like, oh, this is taking up a lot of time, but it just maybe also shows that maybe you need to like find a solution for that. So that's where the team, like the next thing you do with your team is like, how can I create a good solution for that? But if you're not talking to your customers, like, what are you doing, right? And I think the more corporate mentality is to like find someone to replace you, and CEOs don't do this and that, and I think that's just total nonsense. So I'd rather like short my team, I'd rather like short my meetings and help my customer if that's what I'm gonna do. So for me, it's just customer first, everything else second.
Don't be afraid to get in the weeds. Get in the weeds with your customers.
Well, I mean, that's what isn't that what you do?
Yeah, what else do you
I
do?
don't get it. So I never understood, I don't understand what else I'm supposed to do. Like if I'm not talking to a customer, helping them, like putting resources in front of them, like I'm wasting my time, I think. And if there's other like work to be done, I'd rather somebody else do that work. And I like my customer. Maybe that's the other thing. I'm lucky. I learn as much from my customers as I give them. And so for me, it's sort of like, why would I not want to learn like the next new cool secret awesome
Right.
thing? Like guys like you out in the world like doing this stuff, you're going to come to me and give me all the secrets, and I'm going to learn from that, and I'm going to build into the software, and we're going to make the world a better place. Like, why the heck would I not want to do that? That
Right.
sounds like fun.
That's awesome. What's next for GoHighLevel?
I mean, world domination, really. I mean, but the same way we've always done it, right?
Yeah.
Which is with our customers, right? We always say we want to be a $10 billion company. We say, hey, listen, we want $9 billion coming into you, and we'll get $1 billion coming into us, and everybody's going to be winning here. And what we're really doing is we're saying, listen, the way the world operates today, the way software companies sell to customers, that's outmoded. It's a terrible model. We're going to fix that. We're going to make the world better by enabling you to create, not just get tools, but also create a business and grow revenue and keep your customers longer and honestly help them more. So for us, it's just about continuing to change the world.
So the current model of selling software is broken. Like, what's broken? When you look at that, what do you mean by that?
Well, I learned this from my customers early on. They'd be like, okay, so I had my customer buy XYZ product, I poured my heart and soul into it, and then they fired me for it. And they said, well, I think the software's doing all the work. And what they didn't realize is like, had I not put 3 months into making the software work, it wouldn't work. And it's gonna stop working when I leave. But the problem is they don't see that, right? And so when we saw that, we're like, well, that sucks. And the software companies keep these customers forever. So we're like, okay, we need to change that equation. That's why we white label it. That's why we let you own it. And that's what's created that change in the world. And so we're like, heck yeah, let's do more of that, because the creators and the people who are making their clients successful, they deserve the credit. And so for us, it's really important to maintain that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, I just keep waiting. Every time I go look at like an integration list of marketing software, I'm like, why is HubSpot still number one? Like, where's Lead Connector? Where's HighLevel?
Yeah.
Like, how is this not number one?
Well,
yet?
actually, I mean, the cool thing about us is like, if you go in, like I just looked on Built With the other day, Built With is?
Yeah.
So we're like the 3rd largest marketing automation platform in the world now.
It's crazy.
Exactly, but nobody knows that, and I love that because we're all white label. Because I don't want our name in lights, I want your name in lights because you're the one doing the work, you're the one creating the success for the clients. Like, you should get the recognition, you should get the revenue, you should get the credit, and it shouldn't go to some software company that all they did is write some software and sell it to you, and you sold it to your client, and you got kicked out for it. That's garbage.
Okay, so for people that are using GoHighLevel right now, what do you want them to know?
Well, we're going to continue to deliver the goods. I mean, develop like mad. We'll continue to do so. We'll have some big announcements coming out later this quarter. We have like custom objects coming out, which is going to be legit. If you're like a big time like CRM user, we have this other thing that I can't tell you what it is, but it's going to also be really big.
I'm so curious.
So I know it's going to be exciting. Like we always do, we'll continue to like innovate. When you guys tell us like, listen, this is the big new thing. Like voice AI is going to come hard next quarter. I think that's going to be awesome. But we're going to continue to listen to you and respond to you just like we always have. And the ideas list wins the day.
Love it. Okay, for someone that's not using GoHighLevel yet,
sure.
Maybe they're using HubSpot, maybe they've like looked at it, but they're not sure yet.
Sure.
What would you say to them?
Well, I would say talk to you, right? Like talk to our customers. Like don't listen to us. We're like the software vendors. Like go out, look at the community, realize that it's more than just a tool, right? It's also about like other people, like in the Facebook group, sharing with each other and working together and helping to like create something that's bigger than themselves. Like I think that's what makes us strong. Our community is really our secret weapon. Software at the end of the day is features and tools, but it's about the people who use them. It's how they use them. It's how you change the world with them. These are the things that matter, and I think that's what makes us different, and that's why people should work with us versus just some other tool.
Awesome. You really built something incredible. Like honestly, it's really impressive and something to admire and emulate as much as we can.
Thanks,
Seriously,
man.
Thank you, Shaun, for the time.
Heck yeah.
Appreciate it, man. Awesome.